It's me! Jessica! I'm in here!
No, hi guys. Hi Star. Welcome in. Hi Kai. Kai, it's been too long, friend. How have you been? Hi Ryan. Thank you for being here. And thanks for the shouty. Guys, go follow Ryan. Honestly, Ryan has entered the inner circle. Let's be so serious. Hi, you icon. We're about to play Overwatch. If you're free Star, do you want to play? I think I'm gonna play Overwatch on stream today. Locked in on school? Oh my god, Kai, wait. Kai, how old are you now? Like, are you pretty far on your way? Mighty Duty's call. Okay, Ronnie, no worries. Thank you for being here. Make sure you get your check in before you leave. Yeah, there you go, Ronnie. I'm a Scorpio and nosy. Just a little bit. I'm nosy too. I think turning 15 in 2 months. Kai, 15 is crazy. I feel like I've known you since you were like a wee little kid. Thank you for the shouties, Ryan. Until I get those set up, you're honestly goaded. I can hop on for a few before I have to leave. Okay, wait. That's iconic. Let's play. I want to play Overwatch today. Can you guys hear my music? Okay, it says the music's playing. Um, but when I was watching my stream, I couldn't hear the music. We're changing it now. Ali, welcome in. Ali, get your check in, guys. We have new alerts. Hold on, I'll change my title. Scorpio besties. Also, I started playing Fortnite, and I fear I'm addicted. See, I don't have that feeling with Fortnite anymore. I feel that way about Overwatch, low key. Like every time I start playing again, I'm like obsessed with it. Yeah, get your check-ins. Hi, Ali. Welcome in. Ali, how are you? 44 times. Wait. The game would get you hooked. Bad part is, try hard just to like me. Yeah, Kai. Kai's a little bit of a try hard. No, literally. How's everybody doing? Let's switch screens. Hi. Guys, mental health. But I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here with you all. I've seen my pen play Overwatch, but it looks so. Yeah, see, like I play Overwatch because I don't like Marvel Rivals. You know what I mean? So I'd rather play this. Okay, I'm hearing you loud and clear. No, that's Fortnite is that way. Oh, well, Ryan, you know how I feel about Marvel Rivals. Unfollow? Please stop. Really, for Marvel Rivals? You're gonna unfollow me for Marvel Rivals? That's how weak this friendship is. Interesting. 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 Well, I couldn't. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? Wait, Star, let me add you on um let me add you on Overwatch. Beer. We have new alerts, guys, for follows, raids, subs, and gifteds. I hope you like them just as much as I do. Eventually, I was going to say, are we even friends on Overwatch? No, we're not. I don't think so, anyway.
Now who the fuck did that?
I'm trying to get all this set up here. Oh my god, look at that. It worked. Amy is not creative. Thank you for the gifted. I appreciate you. Am I new here? Hi, CJ. Welcome in. Am I new here? No. Hi, CJ. I didn't see you come in. Thank you for getting your check-in. I feel specifically targeted by your No, CJ, never that. But do it. Check in.
Now who the fuck did that?
CJ, how are you doing today? I'm for sure old here, but I feel brand new. Yeah, Kai, you haven't been here in forever. Oh, why does the image stay up there? Oh, there you go. Oh my god, another gifted. Oh my god. How come I can't hear my overlay, by the way, for some reason. Thank you for the check-in, Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing today? Welcome in. Don't hurt me. No, you don't hurt me. Playing Apex or the Quarry. Oh yeah, yeah. I think the Quarry was like a year ago, over a year ago, on stream. My hair is so long, guys. Look at how curly. Might get Poke in a bit. Ooh, we love Poke. Also, Star, if you wanna DM me your user, I can add you. Message you Discord. Oh yeah, I just saw it. Hold on, I just saw your. Oh, period. Let me add you. What is it? Shadowpunk? Ooh, is that your new screen name? Okay, let's talk about Shadowpunk. Is it random? Is there meaning behind it? Kevin, how's the rest of your stream? How's Marvel Rivals? I saw that you or I heard that you switched over eventually. Moved it to the right side now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The setup for sure changed. Yeah, the setup looks so different than like even last year, like earlier last year. I moved my whole office around. It was fun. Well, we're gonna play Overwatch, which isn't quite the same, but it is, in my opinion. Feels like the same game. And depending how well we're doing in Overwatch, we will we'll see. Okay, wait. Did you guys hear the new alert, or is it crazy? Is it just not working? Because I can't hear the alerts on my end for some reason. Gotta lock in on schoolwork real quick, so I'll be lurky durky. Okay, yeah, yeah. Bye, bye, Kai. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for coming in and hanging out for a little bit. I hope everything's okay and school's doing well. All right, we're gonna jump right in. Let me invite. I heard the gifted alert, but that's it. Yeah, that would be it. I don't think anything new happened. It's just for gifteds, for subs, and raids and follows. My follow one is so funny, actually. I was like at a cafe uploading all of it, and I was literally heeing. I was giggling so hard. I was giggling so hard. Okay, there's no subscription alert, just for the gifteds. I wasn't set on a sub alert. The sub alerts don't have anything new with them. Hi Bandit, welcome in. Bandit, get your check-in. I came up with it when I first started playing because I thought it was edgy. But wait, it was almost my Twitch name, but I decided against it and I can't change it because of it. Yeah, but don't change it. Like Shadowpunk? That's a great name. Oh, let me get out of game chat. I want my mic completely muted. Oh, are you in my lobby now? Okay, let's go. If anybody else wants to play Overwatch, you're more than welcome to. All right, Kevin, what else are you doing this weekend? What other plans do you have this weekend besides Poke? Yeah, thank you for the shout out for Bandit. Bandit, how are you doing today? How's your Friday? Everyone's doing well today. I did tell chat that my mental health is an L right now. Hold this for me. That's how my mental health feels. Um, but I was excited to stream all week. Like I've been looking forward to stream all week. Today we're gonna play some Overwatch, maybe some DVD after, depending on how games are going with Overwatch. I'm not good at Overwatch, guys. Okay. Aw, boo, love you. Yeah, this is where my mental health is. It's just like waves. This song, Twitch, you're not good. You're the best. Well, Star, I just need you to say that on a video, on a voice note, and then I'm gonna play it on a loop, and that'll make me feel better. Same bestie, Ash. But we're better off here. You know what I mean? Everything's better now that you're here, Ash. It's going good. I went to bed kind of early, and I'm finally awake early for once. Good thing I can catch a stream. Yes, I usually stream like later in the afternoon on Fridays, but today I wanted to start early. Big hugs. Okay, you know what would be my dream? If I could meet all of my little Twitch friends in real life and have you just like standing behind me all the time. Like I've only really met a few people from Twitch in real life, but I know that I would just like enjoy meeting all of you. Guys, I have like a bruise on my hand and it hurts so bad. Ash, how are you doing today? I would love to meet you. I would love to meet all of you. Like literally, I always say this too, like I'm a horrible texter. I hate phone calls, but I'm just like I'm really good in person and I just know that I think Twitch really captures my essence because I'm exactly like this in person. Like I don't really change. Like my personality is like this. Like I'm loud and rambunctious and I don't really get shy and I'm kind of an open book. But I would love to meet all of you because I think you guys would see that. Like you would be like, "Oh wow, like it really is the same Justin on screen." OMG same. Yeah. Wait, I've been trying to go to TwitchCon for like 3 years, Bandit. Like I would love to go to TwitchCon and meet my friends. And meet all of you, like all of my friends here, Like that would make me so happy to have to be able to do that one day. Um it's just not in the cards. Like right now Twitch is where all of you live for me. Same, I know. And I even my friends like outside of Twitch, friends that I've had all my life, Justin Lore, um, I'm just hard to reach. Like I'm really bad at texting. I'm really bad at phone calls. Like I tell everybody, like, please don't call me. I don't want to be on the phone. It just doesn't make me feel great. It doesn't make me feel great. I get anxious on the phone. But come visit me. Like come see me on Twitch because I honestly believe like Twitch is a place for me to hang out with people, and I feel like whenever I'm streaming, I'm hanging out with all of you. Um, Let me stop wasting Star's time and queue up. Monte, wait, do you want to play Overwatch? Ding. Well, yes. 18 times. Hi, Monte. Honestly, valid. Yeah, like, and that's why I think Twitch is so fun because I get to really just be myself on camera, and all my friends can like talk back to me. Oh hell no! What do you mean? You're here for the first Overwatch Switch, Switch Twitch stream. So I said Switch because I was thinking of stream, and I said Twitch. You weren't gonna tell me. I'm. This is me telling you. I just got here. This is me telling you. I got here and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play Overwatch. I literally decided. I'm really bad at it. I'm really bad at it. But with practice, I feel like I'm really comfortable as a tank and really comfortable as support. DPS, I do need. Of course, I will join. Okay, we're literally loading up into a match, so I'm gonna add you in the next match because I want to play together. And if anybody else wants to join, if anybody's free right now and wants to join in some Overwatch matches, like we'll be chatting and playing. Um, I'm playing support, guys. I kind of live in the support realm. Let me switch my game too. Monte, how you been? How you doing, cutie? So the way the game didn't switch. Okay, alright. Star, it's me and you against the world. I'm just gonna stay behind you, the tank. Hi. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? I know you said you had an interesting week. My week was shit. My week was shit. The dress was shit. The magazine was shit. She's shit. That's how my week felt.
For the moment, we have a common purpose. Focus on that.
I am not really doing my best, and I know it doesn't appear that way on Twitch, and I think it's because I haven't okay, Star, you better okay okay Star, because that's not what this is for, you know, like I really am. I'm all up in the front line, like I'm not fragile as hell. There's a guy in here. I don't know how to mark. And from who? Oh! They're back line. There you go. The tank switched to a reset. No! It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We just need to stay up until Star's back. Star, are you back? There's a guy up top. Yep.
Over there.
There's a guy on this bridge here.
I have learned from my
Yeah, he's upstairs. Got him. Nice. Why am I kicking? Oh, behind me!
Thank you.
Not this Lucio coming and not minding his bit. Oh, team's dead, by the way. Like, what is this Lucio doing? This tank's gonna kill me. She knows, yeah. Yeah, I was alone. Monte! Okay, y'all are eating. Look, I tried not to die. I was trying not to die. GG's though. I have my ult again.
The outcome is not preordained.
No, please stay put. No, I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Objective lost.
No, they got it.
The payload.
No, please. Come on, we all have to push. Oh my god, come. I don't want to die. We have to push forward. Oh, they're... She's dead. Where am I getting shot from? Oh, you came from behind. You're doing great. I'm trying.
Even the teacher can learn from his student.
They're pushing forward.
We need to stop payload.
You, my friend.
Oh, he's just in the back line. Their DPS. He has his ult too.
A challenge presents itself.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. I can't even heal you if I'm not there. Dude, this Lucio is being aggro. Behind! Dude! How did he get from above? Like, how is he up there? No, we lost it.
True strength does not always
The payload
lie
has
in
reached
victory.
the checkpoint.
Another checkpoint, dude. I keep dying. Like, they know to kill me. Oh, I think we're gonna lose. Get the Moira! No! That Lucio pushing forward is kind of crazy. Like, what are you doing here?
Adversity is an
Putting so much pressure. Wait, Star, please! No! Yeah, we lost. That's unfortunate. We had such a good lead. Hold it, hold point. Their tank's dead, but dude, this DPS is not bad. Don't say that, Justin, y'all got this. No, I think we're dead. I think we lost. Who's on it? Who's on point? Oh my god. Go.
even the teacher.
Hell yes! Despite all odds. Yeah, well, we have to hit the payload. This needs to go backwards. Back up if you can. Star, star, star. No. Good try. Good try. It's this guy, him. I don't know what his name is. Kill him, kill him. He's literally so close to death. Dude, he's always like 5. Where did my DPS go? Like, they were following me. Genji? Oh, and those flops. Like, Genji's kind of eating me up. No, I'm just gonna get bullied. This Lucio won't let me breathe. I'm dead. The Lucio is just being a DPS at this point. Just being a DPS. Eating your what? Oh, you hurt me. 6,000 heals. Damn! It's okay, Big Mama is here. No, I feel like I didn't even do bad. This guy was just, he knew to kill me. I was holding Star alive. I was keeping Star alive at the beginning. They just knew to take me out, so I was holding it down. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't vote for you, girl. Not when I'm here. I was struggling because Genji or Lucio would come. Like, Lucio being a weird... Oh, Monte's here. Yeah, Lucio being weird. And just being frontline. DPSing? That was weird. It was just added ammunition for them, you know? But Star, we had it. We had it down in the beginning. Like, we were killing it. And holding them. Excuse me.
Select a map.
Since when do you get... Hi, Bake. Since when did you get into Overwatch? I've been playing Overwatch for like 6 years. But I re-downloaded it because a lot of people in the community wanted to play. So I kind of don't like Control at all. Okay, we can do this. How are you doing, Bake? Noah, get your check-in. Get your check-in. It's a counter that we have in chat now. Okay. Alright, Monte the GOAT on DPS, by the way. Who's the most fun tank? I'm not really good at the game, but the tanks I have the most fun with are Orisa and Diva. Those are probably the 2 I feel most comfortable with. I hope that answers your question. Also, welcome in, Harley. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Are you playing Overwatch right now too? I'm okay. I'm scared I won't return into college next year. Wait, why? Why? What's wrong? Hello.
I craft my own arrows, each one a meditation.
Hi.
Well, look who it is.
I turned my mic off, Monse.
I'd
I'd rather use my whatchamacallit? My VC.
Watch your flanks.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bake. I'm sorry that it's not working out, or it's hard a little bit.
5, 4.
Hold on, I'm joining my VC. Oh, that's the no, that's not the other healer. Monte. Me trying to like Discord them.
Setting charge.
I'm playing with some folks right now, Noah. I don't know how long I'll be playing Overwatch for today. Me trying to get Monte and hitting everybody else, by the way. No. Well, hi babe, welcome in. You're good to know. No, you're good. You're good. It's no problem to ask. I welcome the questions, you know, because you never know. I'm sorry. I just got back. Hey. They're over here.
Your spirits lifted.
Deploying rock unit. Let me keep guide you.
Ooh, the tank was almost dead. I went in there like a hasty little baby. I went in there when I shouldn't have. I'm being weird. Oh my god, hi.
The cycle begins.
Hi Charlie, how are you? How are you doing, Charlie?
Straight fire.
I can't get up here fast enough, by the way.
They're attacking me. Poison tent.
No, she's almost dead. Oh my god, we killed each other. We killed each other. We killed each other. Charlie, how are you? How's your week? How's your week? What are you up to this weekend? What are everybody's Mother's Day plans if you are celebrating?
Fears lost.
I'm doing alright. My mental health has been at an all-time low. But honestly, and I say this every stream, like, streaming has really, really been helpful. I can't float any faster, guys. I'm trying to get over there. Oh, Monte, I can try to give you heals. Oh, no. Peaks and valleys, definitely peaks and valleys. Like, I mean, there haven't been a lot of peaks recently. But I think that's like life, right? Like, there's gonna be really, really hard times, and then there'll be times that are better. Oh. Well. I love a good Zen. I'm trying really hard. I'm really trying hard to play Zen here. I feel like I'm pretty good at support and tank. I'm too afraid to like get up in people's faces and fight, but then I think when I have a good team like right now, I feel more like brava. Is that what it's saying? Is that the word? Not me healing Star. Star's not the one that needs heals, or Winston is. Look at this. Look at this. Hell yeah, friends. GG's. Girl, I don't Charlie, GG's. GG's team. We kind of ate that. Oh, I can't. Why can't I endorse Star? Not me having to choose between my friends. You know what? I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give Monte a vote, guys. Star's gonna win MVP anyway. Hope you don't. I hope you don't mind, Star. Not me being the weakest link. I'm truly the weakest link of the group. Monte. I don't mind, or do I? No, don't mind, Star. Do you play? Okay, Charlie, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm not good at games like this, and I like this game because it feels really original to me, and I'm always around for like the cuntiness factor, you know, like I think Zen is cunty, you know what I mean? Zenyatta is cunty. He's just floating. He's floating. He's unbothered. You know? I'm here for that. I don't play enough to know. Zen is so cunty. You see? You see the material is there. But I play Diva, I play Orisa, and I play Zen. What about Life Breather? No, those are all I play. Okay. Those are the 3 I know. I haven't played enough to like play with enough characters to know more. You know what I mean? You need to play. Do I actually? Do you think I'll enjoy it?
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
I love her. I love Sim. Wait. But what if I get scared? You know what I mean? Like I don't like it. Let me show you. Do it. Do it. I don't play a lot of play a lot of DPS. Like I think that's the purse. I need milk.
If we do this right, they won't even know what happened.
Is everything okay?
To find success.
I don't really play DPS. I get scared. I get scared of DPS, you know? He's so cute. Do you play Fortnite? I do. I do. We've talked about this. Or are you about to say, well, you play Fortnite, like, it's the same thing? I accidentally always hit the melee button.
I'm on the objective.
I believe I've won this round.
Draw strength from nature.
Ooh, you scared me. You're right. Oh, the little hamster's here. Soft milk.
As valuable as speed.
Is that the kind of milk you're looking for, girl? It takes two hands to clap. Okay, then. No wiser words have ever been spoken. Oh, they're just guns? Nice. No, who did we lose? Was that Monte? Well, they're in the back. Zen, you dirty robot. And two cheeks. Emery and Sierra are a little bit more complex. Is Sierra like the newest one? Because I've seen a lot of people play Sierra.
A reminder that life is never easy.
Hell yeah. Well, that was fun. I don't think I did anything but damage. Yeah, I didn't even heal, by the way. Yeah, I'm always put with the worst Sierra players. I feel like I haven't had that experience because I'm the worst one on the team. So usually it's the worst healer that you've ever seen. Then point. They're so worried about killing you.
Brother the other night. You two make a real good team.
Thanks. He's always teaching me new tricks too.
I bet. You're lucky you've got each other.
We really are.
Now who the hell is talking? The enemy Kiriko name? Is it Goth Milk? Is that who we're talking about?
1. Round 2. Capture.
Those two, yeah. Like, what are y'all talking about? We're in battle. Cooter flaps. Oh. Like the way we're already on point. Goth Milk! Goth Milk! The Tracer! Oh, so they're copying my swag. They're copying my swag. They took out their Zen.
Overconfidence is a flimsy shield. How useful.
Also, like, what use do I have for the gliding? Like, that feels like so unhelpful. Get out of here, tank. Easy. Oh, and that flop. Like, sir. Cooter Flaps left the game? What do you mean? Risa. Me trying to, I keep like locking on other people. Oh, too far up, Sierra. Goth Milk. She couldn't hit Cooter Flaps. No. She couldn't handle the flaps. Too many flap. Goth Milk though, that Tracer's not bad.
A challenge presents itself.
I'm so slow, guys. Look, literally running so slowly. No. Come. I don't want us to die. Hell yeah. Dude, the Tracer. Nice. Nice. Let's go. You guys ate. Hell yeah. Okay, we kind of ate that. Y'all ate that. I was flopping hard. I've done. Why do I have the most damage? Aside from the Sierra, like, what was I doing? Okay, Monty with the play of the game. Okay. What are they doing over there? Talking? They were yapping. Oh yeah. Let's go, Monte. Nah, vote for me. I should not have the most elims. Like, that is horrible gameplay. So I can't endorse my friends. It's making me endorse the others.
Wonderful.
Hell yeah. Okay. Let me find out then with the posing. Ka. WMVP. I try. But why was I getting the most? You can only endorse your friend once a day. You're joking. Now, why would they do that? That was my last game. Star, thank you for being here always. Guys, if you're not following Star, go follow Star. She is honestly a real one. You're incredible. Honestly. And also go follow Charlie. Charlie's incredible too. Thank you so much for playing, Star. It's okay, I got Monte. Monte's gonna play with me. Like, is it weird that I like this over Marvel Rivals? And I just don't, I can't explain why I don't like Marvel Rivals, but I like this better than that. Can I, is that fair? Is that a fair assessment? Like, is that okay to say? I feel like a lot of people don't understand why I don't like Rivals. They can't wrap their head around it. So fair. Okay, period. It said Shadowpunk stopped playing Overwatch, and I'm like, Marvel Rivals is a cash grab for skins with unbalanced characters. Like, I feel like everybody does is complain about Rivals. You know what I mean? And I honestly don't have fun playing it. I only like playing it with my friends. Whereas I could solo queue, and even if I'm trash at Overwatch, I don't really give a damn. Oh look, a tank. Okay, let's play Orisa. Monte, my healer. Look at her, she's so cute. Ooh, wait, I kind of like these under.
What is that? Stay close. I can't hear you if you stray.
Oh, we're pushing, huh?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Increase our pace. Don't get too reckless out there.
Whee!
Let's shake things up.
I got rid of their tank. Yeah, let's get on Oh, I did not do that right. Oh, they kind of ate me up. Wait. I got. Wait. I got ate up. Hold on. Oh, I'm getting. I didn't get rezzed in time. I thought I was getting rezzed.
I will escort the robot.
Oh, get that Lucio out of here. Thank God.
Did I overdo that? Please,
Your team
the
is
barricade
press
is
forward.
suppressing.
We will take the lead. They have taken our robot.
Oh, guys, I'm just throwing the javelin to throw it at this point.
Enemy is in possession of the robot.
Alright, I killed the Junkrat. Right, that's what that one's name is. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure.
World still needs defending.
Help, I'm coming. Nice. Oh, that didn't work how I thought it was gonna work. Oh, the robot just saved that Lucio's life.
Pushing the barricade.
Deploying rock unit.
Oh, no. I was trying to. I'll make you yes, Boost. I'll make you flashcards. No, please. I need a little test. Ate her up. Hey, look, I love playing Orisa and I love playing Diva. Diva, like, I love a pusher. People who are gonna just sit there and push forward.
Our barricade's back on the move.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there.
We've pulled ahead.
I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Oh, what's happening? Oh, the robot again. I used that shield wrong, by the way. I'm new to the perks. Like, I haven't played since perks came out. When you said, you're a pusher. Yeah, we love a pusher. Exactly. You're a pusher, Katie. I hear them, but I don't see them.
Hunting them down.
No.
To be the doctor who has to fix that.
They're trying to kick me off the map. Where's the robot? Dude, the robot just like it's hot, sexy, and gorgeous to do objectives. Yeah, like please get on the robot. The Lucio's almost dead. I'm gonna go around this way.
This ends now. You're built to push, but so do you.
Approaching the final destination. Victory.
I don't think I did as well as I thought I wanted to do, but you know, how much damage? How much damage did I take? I tore. Yes, Monte! You kind of ate up. Look at Monte. Look at Monte. Oh, you were the one with the bubbles. See, I don't know anything about this girl. We love a pusher. Yeah, I feel like the objective is what we're here for, right? You know what? I'm voting for my friends. And I guess the randoms. Monty 8. Hell yeah. We love to see it. See, Overwatch is kind of fun.
Vote for a map.
I'm a tank again. We'll play Diva this time. This won't be my last. I finished some work but I'll be back. Oh, period. I love Juno. That's my baby. That's my baby. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can totally do this without you. Prize.
Select your hero.
Potato.
Time to save the world? Game on!
Good thing your drop pad had those parachutes. Would have been a right nasty crash without them.
Dropping alert. Okay, yeah, that's fine, Ryan. Thank you for being here. Mina. Star, what are you off to do today? Are you going to work?
Greetings. Thank goodness my parachute's deployed properly.
So,
Hello.
what are we?
She started dancing. Oh, what's up, Este? What's up?
You mean a chicken fried this
Estebong, you changed your name. Welcome in. Get your check-in. I'm hanging out with a sister who I haven't seen today. Oh, that's so sweet. What do you and sister like to do? Like, do y'all just chill? Like, get the hell out of here.
next layer?
Oh, I can hold the trigger. I didn't know I could do that. Coming back. She's almost dead. Oh, I'm stuck on the fucking payload. Love that. Love that. Oh, and we go to Target. Okay, let's go to Target. Got a blast. She's almost dead. I'm coming back with my...
Back in action.
Well, damn! The Arisa won't die. Ooh, she's almost dead. DPS come through. Behind, behind. Girl with the big sword. I love Overwatch. Yeah, we just started playing this again. It was not downloaded for a while. You did change your name. Yeah, I noticed. Because it used to be Este what the fuck, right? Or WTF. And now it's now it's that. What inspired the name change? Also, I've been lurking in your streams a bunch. I'm sorry for not being more vocal. It's like sometimes when I'm in part of a new community, I don't really like to say much until I get to know the person. Oh, the way I just get focused immediately. Guys, I'm switching my hero. Let's go back. Because I'm rebranding? Ooh, so your name's Esteban, right?
Only in unity
Esteban.
we find strength.
As they say.
Here, we'll try with Arisa. I'm kind of selling right now. Dude, they have us clipped on this corner. So sorry.
Failure is a chance to grow.
The Aretha won't die. Nice. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oops, press the wrong button. When you press the wrong button in Overwatch. Yeah, we love a rebrand. Charlie just went through something similar. LOL. Now I'm a felon. Now? Now I'm a felon. Bonner family? Oh, that's so cute. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Is it Bonner or Boner? Be honest. You could be honest with me.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
We're all big fans of boners here, right? Right, everyone? Clap if you're a fan of a boner. We gotta get that Arista out of here. Nice. Come back, come back.
We are stronger together.
Mistakes were made. Yep, it does. Nice. Nice, Monte. Monte, you ate. Hell yeah. If you need a boner right now. I was thinking the same thing. Class. Look, boners are fun. I've never had no fun with a boner. Baby, I don't play. I know, Monty don't play about me. I know Big Mama always gonna save me. I'm screaming, we love women. Death to all of them. Yeah, death to all of them for real. Hell yeah, Monte. Let's get that MVP for our friend. Big Mama don't play about me. Guys, that was actual trash in that game. Like, I did nothing. Monte ate. Period, period, period. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Be nice to yourself. Now you're trying to... Charlie came in here and was like, be nice. Be nice to my friend. You're right, you're right. I need to be nicer to myself. You're absolutely right about that. Honestly, I ate that game up. You did good at Tifa 2. Look, I was struggling. They kept destroying my mech. Okay, I'm back to healer. I'm back to where I belong. Widowy. This is you. I need you to pick Juno. Juno for heals? But I don't know how to play her. We'll see, we'll see. Honestly, that's the point, right? What's the point? I should just try. Wait, I also have an emote like that. You will learn, baby. Wait, Charlie, I have an emote, a gooning emote like that. Okay, let's... Where's Juno? Juno, where you at, girl? Because Charlie said that I would like it. Is she the one with the bubble guns? Press L, lock in, firing from projectiles. Glide boost.
One small step at a time.
Excuse me.
I reckon we're gonna tan their hides, partner.
I beg your pardon.
You look like you're from the westerns my father brought to Mars. Let's draw, gunslinger.
Oh, interesting. Now I can triple jump. Yep.
Oh, you got a lot to learn, cowgirl.
Ooh, that's cool.
How you making a living without the
Sorry, guys, I'm coming.
Nothing so
Show
glamorous
me,
as a gang of outlaws, I'm afraid.
It's this one.
Well, Deadlock Gorge would look mighty fine with a rose guard.
Tempting. but
Just my face in that one resembles the
3, 2, 1.
your R1.
Attackers incoming.
Oh,
Stop the payload.
hey. Well, I love it, Justin. That was when I P100 when I got Gabe. She's not an aggressive, sorry. Yeah. She's definitely a passive player, passive character.
Let's increase our pace.
I just have to get used to it. Oh, I see. I understand now. I don't really understand her life grip. Oh. Okay, I'm still learning.
I'm ready to initiate self-destruct sequence.
Oh, nice.
Projectiles initiated. Let me help. Activating self-destruct sequence.
Nice. Nice. Let's go. Up there. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Suck it. I haven't fixed an engine for like 5 months straight.
Done for. No, we must stop the payload.
No.
We're outnumbered.
Damn. I thought I could see them. I'm on fire? Somehow. Somehow I'm on fire, girls. Oh, Tank's almost dead. Tank's one shot. Tank's one shot. Ah. Guys, this game is so stressful when you're playing as Zen.
I will pretend that did not happen.
Hell yeah. You guys are better. Somehow we're surviving and thriving, you know? I didn't expect any different, actually. Yep. Thank you. Oh! Oh! I got saved, but then I didn't get saved. Okay, I don't mind this. It's interesting to learn her. Oh,
Stay calm,
not the
Jill.
opponent playing as her too. Here, I'm gonna.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility. Let us halt that payload.
Wait, come back, Diva. Diva, come back. There are people behind us.
Overcome your pain.
Certainly not my
Every
last.
day, one grows.
All right, well, I have to go, Icon. Bye, you, Icon, you. Thank you so much for playing, and we definitely need to get our Swift back together and play some games. Miyu, Momo, and Ryan for sure on DVD. Thank you so much for being here. Have fun with your sister. Tell Sister Star I said hi. Girl, what you shooting at down there? Oh!
Thank you.
30 seconds remaining.
Many enemies.
10 seconds remaining.
Payload must be stopped.
They're hungry for a fight. Let's give them one. Life protects life.
Experience tranquility.
Hell yeah, look at that. Okay, I didn't do bad as Juno, actually. I would have to, I definitely have to get out of that mindset of like wanting to support with, with some damage. GG's, Diva. Ooh. That was a good little cutscene. Like, look at her, she ate them up. I don't know who else did well. I guess her. Good job. Okay. See, Charlie, now that you're here, I just feel way more confident. You know, Star left, Monte left, but you're here, and you're giving me the energy I need. Hi, Vox. Welcome in. Open your boxes. Ooh, I wish I wasn't working so you could play. I wish you could play too, Vox. I tickle moms. They're great. I'm gonna be lurking. Yes, okay. Bye, Charlie. Enjoy your meeting. Vox, how are you today? Honestly, playing Juno wasn't bad. It was a lot of fun to, like, learn. Okay, you also asked about Mizuki. Let's try him out. Her out? Her out. Him out.
You brought a fox.
Oh, okay, teleporter.
You must be fun at parties.
That's what. Oh, that's how I was being hit, helped
Yeah, that makes
before.
sense. You'd have to be invited
I
first.
see. And then what's L2?
Not that it matters to me, but try not to hurt yourselves out there.
Oh, interesting. It's a little tougher. He has a ring around him that heals people.
5, 4,
Interesting.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay, let's trash him.
Oh, and I can see the radius. Okay. No. Let's do Zen. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. And then he throws his hat. I love that. Okay, yeah. Thank you for the lurk, Charlie. Thank you for being here for a bit.
Amid
Enjoy your
discord,
meeting. Good luck.
We will find tranquility.
Ultimate is charging.
Back up. No, I got you too late.
The objective.
Join me. Soldier 76 reporting.
On my way.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
How's it going?
You have strayed too far, brother.
Oh, now he's playing.
It takes 100 times to learn, 1,000 times to understand.
Oh, we have one up.
Let me assist. The payload must be stopped.
On dancing.
Miss anybody? How's it going?
Behold once more.
Hey.
Well, yeah, with who?
Experience tranquility.
What is this big dude?
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Overconfidence
Yes.
is a flimsy shield.
I'm gonna stay with the tank. That's my default. You know, if I keep dying.
We must hinder the payload's journey.
You need help, girl? Like,
The payload must be stopped.
no, come back.
How's it going?
Y'all felt like testing me today, huh? Let's show 'em what we've got.
Oh, I can't shoot through that thing. He's coming around this way. Get him, get him. Get him, tank. I can't heal her.
Fight at its will.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Thanks out.
Deploying rock unit.
Ooh. All right, Josh.
True strength.
No, no.
does not always
No, I'm so
lie
far. Don't die, please. No, Sierra. Sierra's dead.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
No, please, please, tank. Stay up, stay up. I'm so close.
Targeting me. Got one here.
No! I almost saved him. Yeah.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Ben neymiş? Şimdi anlarsın.
A challenge presents itself.
Tanky, tanky, come here.
Stay on me.
Let us hope that payload overcome your pain. Assistance would be appreciated. The payload must be stopped.
I'm dead here. I'm so dead. Is it the end of the payload? Oh, yeah. No, can we hold it for a minute? Not this person's name is I forgot. That's so funny.
Play of the game.
Yeah, I played like shit. Just killing everybody, by the way. Ooh, I like this fit.
Winner.
This is not my victory. It is ours.
Prepare to attack.
Yeah, let's just stay with our Zen boy. Get better at Zen. Josh was in our last match.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility. There is a new sadness in you, brother.
No. I've simply grown tired of pretending I am content.
Perhaps I can share your burden.
You already
Not me having to pay to change my name on Overwatch.
Do not get in my way.
Hey!
3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Escort.
Nice. Ben 10 fan 13. Let's go. They're right up there. I love the payload ones actually.
Attachment is the source of all suffering.
Oh. Not picking up the big guy just to shoot down. I couldn't save you, bro. One's dead. Dead. Well. I do have to let you know though, Overwatch is about swapping to counter, not big counter. Swapping to counter. Oh. Well, that's a little too advanced for me. I don't really know what countering means because I don't really know what everyone does.
No one can stop
I just
our
switch to whoever I feel comfortable with. Wait, is my tank dead? Wait, what the heck just happened? How'd the tank die? Hi, Skya! How are you, Skya? Box, I'm not that good at Overwatch. I'm just playing to play, you know? If I knew more, I would know exactly what that meant.
Ultimate is not ready. I am grateful.
No, because why is this cat just lifting the tank in the air? Get the cat out of here.
Experience tranquility.
No. I'm dead here. Don't worry, Boo. A lot of people don't swap. Ah, I see. Yeah, if I'm just like practicing people because I don't know shit about any other characters but the ones I play. I thought I could save Josh. But if I knew better, I probably would switch to counter, you know? That cat is annoying. We need to get that cat out. That tank won't die. No! Hope you're good. No, you're miserable. Why? Why are you miserable? Have you just been feeling worse? Have you not been feeling better?
Is not.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Skaya. That's so stressful too.
30 seconds remaining.
Like, I guess I should just do this, right? No, we got off too long. Not great. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. How have your projects been though? Like, if we're able to like tell people like, hey, I was supposed to go to see a concert with my eye. It hurts you. No, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's so tough. That is so tough, friend. You need to go to the doctor. You need to go figure out what's wrong. Like, it's affecting you so hard, you know? Wow. I saved 6 people, though. I didn't get a single vote. Wow. Right. They all hate me. Official.
This is not my victory. It is ours.
I have doctor's appointment in 2 weeks. Okay, good. And a psychiatrist appointment in 3 weeks. Yes, you need to feel better, Skaya. We need you around. We need you, your art, you know, your presence. Your body is telling you need to figure something out. I'm so sorry you've been feeling that way. I'm really, really sorry about that.
Select a map. Welcome to Samoa.
No, Skaya.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility. I believe that Torbjörn's behavior has rubbed off on you.
Magic Pants. Hi. Look at our team.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Let me assist you.
Oh, that's Josh. Dude, we just played with him. I'm gonna stay with the tank. I'm not even gonna lie. No one's on the point but me. Hi, Peter! Welcome in, Peter! Thank you for getting your check-in. How are you doing today? I'll go the games. Honestly, we're playing Overwatch for I think the first time on stream. And we're just trying to learn. We're just trying to learn. I played as a few new characters, but I pretty much play as characters that I know of. No, they're holding me. I can't really. There's only so much I can do. No, tank, go in there, bro. Ben 10 fan, go in. Ben 10 fan, you need to just go into the fight. The two healers are with you. Why is he scared? Why is he hiding? Like the whole team was here.
Giving up is not.
Peter, how are you doing? How have you been? I hope your week went well. How was your Friday? Nope, no yoinking me. Y'all can't get too far from point, bro. Oh.
Not on my watch. I am here to support. Thank you. Exquisite work. Helden sterben nicht. Heroes never die.
Energy flows through me.
There's much for you to do.
No, I tried. Let's go. Let's go. I've never liked the support character. Doing okay. Friday is just chill. Well, I'm glad you're chilling with us on Friday. We won't be streaming for much longer. Maybe like another 30 minutes. I tend to keep my Friday streams pretty short, unfortunately. I like the support characters. I just really try. Jetpack Cat, it's so cute. I don't even care that I suck at healing. I just like the little guy. Dude, guy, the Jetpack Cat is so cute. I don't know what I'm doing with him either, but he is adorable.
I can feel
He's such a cute little guy.
I release your suffering.
I love being support. I'm really bad at DPS, and honestly, I had a pretty killer tank match earlier.
2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
I know, it's so cute. It meows at me, literally. Meow, meow. Like, just like that, right? How good was that? How good was that? No! Reviving! Wow, Mercy, you goddess! Where's my DPS? Oh, I have to hide somewhere. Tank, come here. Back up, back up, back up.
This is the right path.
No, they're not. Come back, come back. Back up to point. Back up to point, back up to point. Back up to point, back up to point! Tanky, tank, 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 tank! Tank, come back! Come back to point! Tank, make it back here! My heals keep disabling. Nice. Tank, come back! Let's go! Let's go! Woohoo! Thank you, Esteban. Thank you so much for being your friend. Thanks for coming back and hanging out. And look, now that you're here, I'm not gonna be as nervous to chat in your chat, you know? Magic Pants, you god! Thank you for being here, Esteban. Thank you for getting your check-in and hanging out with us today. Thank you, Gaia. Hell yeah, honestly, I had to give it up. Give it up to the Mercy.
Excellent.
Excuse me. Game found. Alright, but who are we playing as?
Choose your map.
Tank! Alright, Arisa. Let's do it. Oh, 2 escorts. Pokemon Boy. Wait, I like that name. Are they on our team? They are.
Welcome to Rialto. Only in unity will we find strength. Whatever awaits us, I am prepared.
Here we go.
Things
Hello.
were a lot simpler when I was robbing banks with the Deadlock gang.
You look like a talented bunch. This should be quick.
Oh, I need heal. Okay, I see, I see.
Watch and learn.
Simply follow my program. 5, 4,
She's so cute.
2,
Hell yeah, let's go. She was almost dead too.
I will deliver this payload safely.
Be careful! Enemy here!
Tank's almost dead. Damn, I was holding them. I was holding them.
Failure is a chance to grow.
Coming, coming, coming.
What is not emotion?
They're just watching us too.
Watch here!
Dude, I'm just gonna push them back. Where's my team? I'm just gonna push them back.
No one can hide from my sight.
No, the payload. You have to get back to it. No, no. I just jumped off the map. Guys, I never said I wasn't good. I never said I was good.
I must do better.
Why has the payload stopped?
Yeah, because we can't get up there. Here, I'm gonna go up this way.
We are at a disadvantage. 60 seconds. Advancing. I was made to protect, and I shall.
I need my team to follow me. I'm trying to push forward. We need to cross the bridge.
My task is not yet finished.
They outnumber us.
30
Watch out.
seconds remaining.
There is no time. We attack now.
Yeah, get to the point. Get to the payload. I'm just gonna keep throwing myself in there. Hey, Charlie. I know, I've been trying to get to the objective. Y'all stay so far behind. Like, why do you keep going out the front door? Go out the side. By the bridge. Well. Good try. Hi, Charlie. How was your meeting? Ooh. Like, why do I have more damage than DPS? Good, good. How are you? We were playing tank the last 2 matches.
Epic.
I wish I could endorse myself.
Vote for your map.
Ooh, I know this map. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know this map. Guys, I'm getting kind of hungry. Oh, we're tank again. Let's just stay at Orisa. Yeah. We're gonna sling. This might be our last OW game, and then we'll play a few games of DVD before we end.
I wasn't expecting to be thrown into the thick of it so soon after joining Overwatch.
I think that's the vibe.
I was hoping we'd have a little more downtime.
Well, we'll get through it. Taking breaks is overrated anyway.
To you, maybe.
They have this coming, so let's give it to them.
Hold up now.
This will help.
Brightest in the dark.
Hey there.
It's all in good fun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload. Initiating.
So that wasn't cute. Sometimes I get caught on the payloads. Look, they're dead. It also takes a million years to get back to the payload. Like, I'm only as fast as my little feet take.
Enemy payloads on the move. Let's
Trying.
change that.
I'm just gonna push them back. Yeah, I just need to push them back, I think.
Re-evaluating. Re-engaging.
No. What's DPS up to?
We are outnumbered. Careful.
Wait. What is DPS up to? What is DPS up to? That we can't get a kill? Dang. They're. Oh, I thought I killed the tank. They killed our tank, huh? Or I'm the tank. They killed our healer then. I saw a body and I just thought it was their tank.
I learn from my mistakes.
I hate how long it takes to get back to the point. I want to kill that healer, but I.
Ice on it.
Yeah, back up. I'm coming back. It takes me so long to get over there. Is this an easier way? When you don't get any kills from your ult, help. Is that how it feels to flop? I'm trying to, friend.
We need to stop them.
Guys, just push through. Just push in, just push in. I'm getting rezzed. Oh my god, incredible. Incredible work. Moira behind me. Kill the Moira. There are people coming up this way. Yep. I need heal. Where are my healers? Where are my background singers? Thank you, Ryan, for the shouty for Peter.
Timing.
This is our last Overwatch match, guys.
My ultimate is ready.
I'm trying to group up, I promise.
We need to halt their progress.
I killed 2 people. I'm getting res. Wow. Wow. Iconic. See, that's where my healers are. Where are my background singers? My background healers. Okay, this Moira's kind of buns.
Damage output increased.
Stuck. On the payload. I'm stuck on the payload.
Enemy payloads on the move. Let's change that.
Then we have that DPS in the back. Why are you in the back?
The team must reassemble.
At your service.
Crazy.
Play of the game.
GG's to that girl. Honestly, I feel like the Mercy was the only one helping me, like heal me. Like
Epic.
GG's guys. We're gonna switch over to DBD and play a few games of that, and then that'll be the end of stream. We'll load up DBD. I'm going to. I feel like heals in this game is so difficult. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm still learning too, so I don't even blame people for not quite getting like characters done. Hi CJ, welcome back. How are you doing today? Are you working today? DBD, yeah, we'll play a few DBD games. Maybe we'll do a killer queue for 2v8, and we'll play like a good round of 2v8 matches, and then yeah, we'll end stream. I don't like to stream super long on Fridays. I like to have my day a little bit more open, so we'll only stream like barely 3 hours. Tomorrow night we'll be yes, I'm working. Huh. I'm sorry you're working. I mean, I kind of wish I was working, not gonna lie, but it is what it is at the moment. I see. Thank you for stream. Well, no, thank you for being here. I'm not ending just yet, Ryan. We just switched over to DBD. Well, we're gonna play like one round of 2v8. That's how I feel over Overwatch. Oh, I thought you said you were. Yeah. After this killer match for 2v8, I'm uninstalling. It's okay. GG. Yeah, that's how I feel Overwatch. I haven't played as long as other people, so I struggle with the characters. Yeah, I mean, if this last like 2 hours was any indication, there's so much I don't know about the game. We'll try to get some saves versus Marvel Rivals, where I am at least I'm not years behind character development. Yeah, see, the thing about I tried playing Marvel Rivals really early when it released, and I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it as much as I like Overwatch. And they feel like too similar of games to want to play both, you know? So I'm just choosing Overwatch with new people either. I feel like Marvel Rivals also is full of impatient players. Like, I see nothing but rage baiting, like, TikToks about Marvel Rivals. Like, people bitching about heals and stuff. Hi, Momo. Welcome in, mi momito. Thank you for the check-in. Hi. I didn't like it at first, but I do like it a bit more than when I first tried. That's fair. That's fair. And I honestly, I really only play Marvel Rivals if I'm in the mood to play with friends. Like, I was okay. I felt okay solo queuing into Overwatch and not really caring. I also like clearly don't play for the gameplay. Like, I'm not very great at it. Yeah, and the players are actually great. Yeah, I think like player bases in any game, like even watching sometimes on my For You page, sometimes I get videos like female Call of Duty players just like getting trash talked, and I'm like, why do we still do that? Like, what do we get out of shit talking your teammates? You know? Ali, okay, what's everybody's plan for the weekend? I hope the weather's nice where everybody is. It's gonna be super cold here the next few days. Like, I think it's gonna be barely over 60. Hopefully the sun keeps me warm. Momo, how's your day? How's your week been? Everyone, say happy birthday to Momo. Say happy birthday. Belated birthday. Say it. Guys, it was Momo's birthday this week. Nola has soccer. Oh, soccer game. And then Mother's Day. What are y'all doing for Mother's Day? No, but the guys will trash talking women gamers like actively losing. Yeah, I'm like, how are you trash talking and you're actually dead? Yeah. Or else, literally. Nemesis? Does he see me up here? Where are you going? But your boo Vox is a toxic bitch? Yeah, Vox, you be shit talking on DBD. I think Vox, you're just competitive, right? Like you probably like winning. My experience in COD lobbies were like 90% tech talk. It's always from the bottom of the leaderboard. No, it's always from the bottom of the leaderboard. I'm just competitive. Yeah, I think you're just. I mean, I love that energy. I don't have it in me to compete. I know that, and I think that's why I appreciate you, because we all need a little shit talker, right? Okay, I'm revealed. Isn't it always like that though, Peter? Like it's always the bottom of the barrel. Like, why are there two right next to each other? Oh. Faster. Dog. I'm over it. All the time. Thank you, Steve. Friends with Rain, who shit talked, and we went on playing games. I love that. It's always the 2v29 baby bitch with aggro Chihuahua energy. No, it's honestly Chihuahua energy is the best way to describe it. Sorry, I got a text. Can I get a whiff? Can I get another whiff? That's not a whiff. That's not a whiff. I'm just bad at the game. That door's not open. Can I get a whip? Can I get a whip? Damn, this big ass bitch. Just stomping his ass over the beach. Oh man. Loot the house down boots. You know, I tried. Jam, welcome in. Welcome in, Jam. Oop, not be casting you astray. Fox. I'm dead. Not intended. No. I know, you ate her. You know what? I really tried. Can I get a whip on the zombie? Oh no. Oh. he's coming. Zombie, go. Go. Thanks for the whips, guys. Jam, how was your day? Oh my god. That didn't work? Oh. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's Spirit. I think there's 3 zombies here. Another flashlight. Big whiff? Can we get a whiff? Not them both over here. Yo! Overwatch looking a little different than I remember. Oh my god, we need to get the game changed. Hold on. We just left Overwatch, Helio. We just finished our Overwatch games. We're playing this to end stream. I think we just need to get a gen done. Like, how are we not finishing this last gen? Also, Helio, if I'm not mistaken, it must have been your birthday this week too. Oh, I know she's sick of me. She is sick of me. She don't even want it. Dude, I can't catch a break. Also, why is she running so quickly? No 10 more days? Okay. I thought Momo was saying that you guys share a birthday. Okay, so that doesn't reach. I want to get progress done. Deed is done. Okay, Helio, in 10 days, I'm gonna set a timer. Hey Siri, remind me it's Helio's birthday in 10 days. Girl, why wouldn't it come over here? That's so frustrating. God, why are 5 people at this generator? What is going on? Wait, so are we playing Overwatch soon so you can carry me like Momo does? Oh, so you and Momo play Overwatch without me. That's what I'm learning. Oh, Overwatch is being played without Justin. I want that zombie to walk away. Need help. I'm dead here. Not them both on me. Oh my god. Is it that? No, that's not it. Oh. What am I getting? on. Come on, please. Alright, bye. Give me here. GG's. Let's go get this guy. We can all go together. Spirit, go, go, go. Nice, Spirit. Wow, Meg the icon. I'm just gonna leave. GG's. GG's. Yeah, Nemesis came right out of nowhere. You could just hear him hoofing around. W escape. No, I would be so down to play Overwatch. I want to play Overwatch more. I had so much fun playing, and I even spent like at least 30 minutes like solo queuing, you know? Alright, we're gonna play 2 more matches. Another Survivor match and then a killer match that stream. We're playing as Ghosty. Momo, how's your day? Let me scroll up and see if I missed any of these messages. How's your Friday, Momo? Can you punch me for my birthday? Oh, a donkey punch? Wolfie, guys, new raid alert, by the way. Wolfie with the raid, let's go. Gotta restart my computer. Okay, we'll be here. W raid, W alert. I thought it was funny. Oh my god, thanks. Yes,
Why
new
are
alert.
you following me?
I love this video. Hi, Wolfie. Wolfie let the stank in. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody go follow Wolfie. Wolfie, how was stream? Wolfie, how are you doing? Dude, I missed you all week. I'm so sorry that I missed your streams. On Monday, I was waiting for you to stream all day and you never did. Not 3-0 Wolf. It still worked though. He still came up. I'm on mobile right now. It still came up though. Wolfie, ¿cómo estás hoy? ¿Cómo se siente? How are you doing? Thank you for the raid. Novel Allure, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. If y'all don't know me, anybody who came in don't know me, my name's Justin. I just kind of do this for fun. I want to meet new people, make new friends. It's like the best way to get the best of me, you know what I mean? We're wrapping up stream here too. We're in our last few games. Aries, me body. Body, 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 body. Actually, his name is Justina Aguilera. Oh, you're right, you're right. You are beautiful. Just like that. She's in the room here with us. Stream was good, games were good. Okay, I'm glad you're doing good. We need to play soon. We just haven't played in a while. Maybe I'm just feeling like I need some Wolfie games. Momito, yes, it's Momito. See, you need to try the karaoke. Maybe I do. Maybe I should do the karaoke. Guys, should we do a karaoke night? I'm so sorry. She went back for Jen. No. Can I get a whiff? What karaoke? Apparently, Fortnite has a karaoke mode that people want me to try. Also, Wolfie, I was definitely in your chat. Automod, what did Automod do? Excuse me. Momito al que le comen el culito. Ah. Well, yes. You're hanging in there. The double team. Yeah, I just got Eiffel Tower. There you go, Momo. The burp command returns. Wolfie, what are you up to this weekend? Allie, do you have any plans for Mother's Day? Like, are y'all going to eat dinner? Are you having dinner at home? Are the girls doing like breakfast in bed? What's everyone's plans for Mother's Day? I don't live in the same state as my mom. I think that's also probably why I've been a bit sad this week. I really do miss my mom a lot. We're very close. And I haven't seen her since Christmas, which is kind of sad. And I think this weekend being Mother's Day makes me very sad that I can't be with her. I work on Sunday like every Sunday. And you work nights too, right, Aries? Or no, you work nights, right? I just call her and spend a good portion of the day. That's so sweet. Well, I was, but girl, I got no money to do a road trip for Mother's Day. That's fair. No, it'd be like that. Yes, nights, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to FaceTime her in the morning before I head to work. I'm working on Sunday as well. Okay, we got those gens done. It's a ghost face. There's ghost face? That's spirit. She's gonna hit it and it's gonna reveal. Oh. She didn't see me. Me paranoid as hell. You're kind of ready for the weekend? ¿Qué vas a hacer este fin de semana, Wolfie? What do you have planned? Cause why are y'all both on me? Oh! Can I get a whiff? Yeah, chase me, girly. Can I get a whiff? Damn, I hooked that so tight. Can I get a whiff? Yo, she's swinging at the air, bro. She's just swinging. Yo, she was swinging at the air. Fan of my wife? I'm a fan of your wives too. That was so toxic. Oh, that gen needs to get finished. Leon? No, who's that running over here? Kate? Have you been followed? No, Ghostface is right there though. Oh no, that's both of them. Look at them both. Chasing Steve? Yeah. Nice! Yo, Steve is better. Nothing like Discord being broken. Looking up is Discord down just in case and think 38,000 people report servers down as a headline. Oh my god. Where are you doing solo queue for 2v8? Yeah. I mean, this is just the last few matches. I queued in for killer. After this, we'll load into my killer match and then we're gonna raid out and call it. Let's go. Yeah, I was solo queuing. I was playing Overwatch on stream today, but I haven't played DVD really this week except for last night. I have been playing a lot of Overwatch. No, it's okay. I'll take care of your wife for you, Steve. Well, what's Overwatch? OW. We were playing Overwatch. Yeah, we were playing Overwatch and it was a lot of fun. I actually had so much fun playing Overwatch. 2 minutes for the killer queue. Period. We'll just wait. We'll chat. Who are we gonna raid to? No sé, no sé. Ooh, Twist is playing. We have yet to hang out with Twisted since Jackbox. Oh, it was Gerbil's birthday. Wait, we should raid to Gerbil for his birthday. We're gonna raid to Gerbil after this killer match for sure. Have you tried Marvel Rivals? I have tried Marvel Rivals, and I feel like I trash talk it and people don't like that, so I'm not a fan of it, and I kind of just keep it like that. And I don't know if I'll ever be a fan of it. And I really just like Overwatch better. I think the experience in the game is way better than Marvel Rivals is. Just that, I mean, next time it's not even. It's honestly, it's more for Kevin and Ryan than it is for you. It's really more shade toward Kevin. I feel like Kevin is always gagged when I say I don't like Marvel Rivals. You look so bonito today. Well, this was the fit, guys. Here, let me get up. The fit is fitting. I'm wearing my Barbie crop jacket. My ass in these sweats. Wearing a t-shirt. Like, hey King, louder than. Oh, hey Wesker. Okay, we're in the game. Wesker, don't look at me like that. No me toques así. The is the corn really blocking me from perceiving her? I just got revealed. I'm sorry, Dustin. Wesker being like, lock in, Diva. So you do fitting for a date? No, I'm not fitting for a date. This is how I was dressed all day. I went to a coffee shop earlier to get some work done and change some stuff on stream, like my alerts. And this is how I was dressed for the day. Ada, ¿qué está haciendo, mija? Oh, there's a Dalita here. Hell yeah. Look, Ada, we don't like games around here. Cute. Sometimes it like helps a lot to just put on like clothes, you know, even if it's for nothing special. I love popping behind the wall. Wesker shook his head at me or Meg? Who do you think? You like popping what? I didn't even know she was here. Dustin, sweetie. Oh, wow, Primpers. I should have known better. Go back for Ellen. William. I was like, I hear her fucking crying. Oh, you're on the ground. How did you die? Oh, because he never mended. Oh, silly Bill. Oh, there's Ada. Got Dustin. Oh, Dustin, I'm coming. Okay. Go, Whisker, go. Doesn't grab him, by the way. Oh. They're all over here, friend. Let me take your pick. Take your pick. I see footsteps. Somebody's behind me. Meg, come here. Megan. Oh, she just ran. Oh, because the door's open over there. Oops. Megan, I'm not done with you. We have all these people on hook, by the way. And dead. See footsteps over there. BRB, gonna get my lunch. Don't end stream without me, Kay. Okay, I won't. I'll make this last. Go get your lunch. Go get your lunch. I keep getting clipped on these rocks. Is that the bot? That was the bot. I'll chase the bot. Just kill the bot. Oh, no? We have so many kills. This Dustin doesn't really loop. Oh, I forgot he has the sprint. I forgot he has sprint. Where are you going? Damn, you just showed me where Dustin was too. Ooh. And Atree's here, right? Astree? Oh no. Well, that's Trevor, his name. Are you trying to learn the characters' names so I can refer to them? Bald Bat. Love that, love that. Bumpin' that, bumpin' that, bumpin' that. Hey, Trevor. Damn. You sold, buddy. Hey, no BMing! No BMing! Hey! Hey! No BMing! Don't do that. Don't do that. We're already beating them. Stop it. Don't BM. Don't be a freak. We're already beating them. Look, I got footsteps over here. Oh, I thought I saw a body. Where'd she go? I just lost her completely. Oh, Dustin's dead. Oh, they're going for Hatch. Alright, here's one. Ah! Oh! Oh, I thought you left! Come here, Meg! But Wesker, you don't need to be on me. Go find the Talita. Honey girl. Find the other hatch. Oh look, I found Talita over here. Oh. No, what are you doing? Well, Meg got up. Oh, Megan, where are you? Megan. Megan also, wow. No, that's crazy. No, no. Daddy, can you mori her? Oh, you want me to do it? Well, I can't. You're standing on top of her. Why you let her get up? Stop messing with the bot. Just kill her. Just kill her. Come on, kill her. Why are you messing with her? Oh well. I don't care. GG's. A GG! I didn't let him get the Mori. I'm sorry. GG's. Alright guys, that was it for me today. We actually almost hit 3 hours, so I guess it wasn't as short as I thought. Hold on. Let's go here. We're gonna raid out to Obese Gerbil. Wolfie, I'm sorry. I don't know where you are. We're gonna take our time though. It was Gerbil's birthday, so maybe we can come up with a little raid. It was Gerbil's birthday this week. Happy birthday, Gerbil. And then, in case I can't spell, you forgot, it's a birthday. It's Gerbil's birthday. Let's copy this raid. This will be the birthday raid. Copy this raid for Gerbil. Yes. And yeah, we're gonna, if somebody has ideas for like a sub alert sound that's like kind of memeable. I have some memes now that are my alerts, and I laughed every time that they happened today.
Now who the fuck did that?
Like, I think it's so funny. Now, who the fuck did that? Ali, thank you for the gifted to Momo. Mi Momito, enjoy your sub badge. Ali, you're a rock star. You're honestly so incredible, and I'm so grateful that you're here all the time and you come hang out with me and you choose me, pick me, love me. I'm obsessed with all of you, and I'm just so happy that even on my hardest weeks, I can get on Twitch and meet some and hang out with some like incredible people who only want the best for me and will be there for me no matter what. And it's really nice to know that and to have that. I'm so grateful, and I hope I never I hope you guys never feel like I'm taking it for granted that you guys are here all the time to hang out with me. Like, truly. Even when you let out TikTok streaks, and I know, Ali, I'm sorry. Your boy be busy sometimes during the week, like especially during the week. I just don't have time on my phone. Let's go raid Obese Gerbil. So that didn't work because I'm an idiot. Is it just one word? No, it's 2 underscores. Wait, why is it not working? I literally spelled it right and everything. How about that? Does that work? There you go. Yes. Make sure you copy the raid message. Let's hang out with Gerbil for a little bit. I'm gonna drop y'all off at the daycare center, Gerbil stream. He's playing Fortnite. I think he like mains a bunch of Xbox games too. Like, I think he's played Halo on stream, maybe. If I'm not mistaken. He's played a Bye, Mom. Thank you, Dad, for dropping us off. Yeah, I gotta drop the kids off at daycare. Daddy is busy. Daddy got plans. I appreciate you all for being here. Honestly, sliding your James King. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you so much all the time for coming and hanging out with me. Like, it honestly means the best to me. The best to me? The most to me that you guys are here. It's honestly the best that I get to hang out with y'all. Yeah, life continues to hit me in the face. Donkey punch me, if you will. And I'm just so grateful that I have y'all because I don't know what I would do if I didn't, to be honest. Like, you guys keep me grounded, and I appreciate all the time we get to spend together and that you guys come and hang out with me. This stream would mean nothing without y'all, and so I appreciate every time you guys are here. Anyway, let's go say hi to Gerbil, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. We'll be live tomorrow night. I haven't decided what we're playing, but you'll know when